Hey friends, you're listening to the AI Entrepreneurs Podcast, where we talk tools, stories, and strategy for today's founders. I'm your host, Angelina Shively, and this show is for entrepreneurs who are curious about AI and want to know how to transform their businesses. In each episode, I share honest conversations about what's working, what's not, and the lessons learned along the way. If you're ready to use AI to save time, think bigger, and build smarter, you're in the right place. Let's go. All right, everyone. I'm so excited. I have on here the lovely Virginia Parsons, and she is with Media Spotlight Marketing. And I'm so excited to have you here today. We met through our mutual group with Multiply, and I was just so impressed with what Virginia does for the community. So, do you want to tell us just a little bit about your business and what you share with the world?
I would love to. And first of all, thank you, Angelina, for having me. It's so fun to be on the other side of the interview spectrum as I
Yes, yes,
normally do the interviews.
exactly.
I'm the founder of Media Spotlight Marketing, and people know me as the visibility marketing mentor. And what I do is help shine the spotlight on emerging entrepreneurs' business expertise so that they attract a steady stream of clients and they get known as the go-to expert in their niche. And this is a problem for so many, especially emerging entrepreneurs. They just don't know how to get out there, get visible, and be seen as an expert. So that's what my specialty is.
How amazing. So tell the listeners just a little bit about how you got started with your business and how it's evolved over time, because we love to hear those entrepreneur stories.
I know, and I ask that same question all the time, and mine's kind of everyone's is unique, believe me.
Sure.
I started over 30 years ago as a sales and marketing manager for a custom home community. Now we're talking about marketing that is so different than today's marketing. I
Right.
loved it because I really got a foundation for the marketing that communicates and attracts people to you. It's just that it was we were using a different medium. And it's not
Right.
that we're not using some of those mediums still today, such as whenever you can get on TV, that's great. Get interviewed, that's great. But we did a lot of what I call the brick and mortar style marketing, which was, putting ads out in newspapers, doing articles in newspapers, sending out letters via snail mail, all the kind of things that we do now automatically through the internet. And now, of
Right.
course, raising it another level by implementing AI strategies into the whole thing. From there, I went into broadcasting online. Now, this is, gosh, 12 years ago now, I started the Inspirational Businesswoman show. And my whole feeling about that, and this was after I was done with my stint as a sales and marketing manager, my whole idea was how can I help the average person who isn't average in their expertise and what they can do, but they don't have the technology behind them or the ability to get interviewed on TV, for instance. So, this
Right.
is when live stream broadcasting became accessible to all of us at no cost or very low cost. This is way before Facebook Live. I mean, I'm really dating
Right.
myself. So I started interviewing. I called it the Inspirational Businesswoman Show. It still goes on today. And it was an opportunity, as I say, take those entrepreneurs out there, and mostly women, although I did interview a few bright men, and give them a platform for visibility so that they could build their reputation, get known as an expert, and really get the word out. So that's how it started many years ago. And then people said, "How are you doing this? I want to know how to broadcast like you are." And I said, "Okay, I'll teach you." And I started a company called Hangout Marketing You because at that time, Hangouts on Air was the best, what I call the most robust broadcasting platform out there. But it was complicated and there were lots of glitches because it was new technology. And so people wanted help with that. But I made a big mistake, and I like to share this with everyone. I built my business on something I couldn't control, number one, which was
Okay.
someone else's tool, Hangouts on Air. And I also built my business primarily on one social platform, and that was Google Plus. I had over 10,000 followers on Google Plus, and all these people coming and watching my show. And it also was not controlled by me. Google
Right.
decided to shut down Google Plus. I lost those 10,000 followers. Many came over to places like Facebook, but I lost them. And then they shut down Hangouts on Air, and I had to rebrand my entire business.
Oh my goodness,
So,
because it was based around that particular title, right? Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Okay.
So don't do what I did. And
Okay,
and I
nice.
didn't build my list either fast enough. So I had all these followers, but I hadn't grown my list the way you need to. You need to have an email list.
And tell
Everyone,
us a
you
little
need an
bit
email
about that.
list.
What's your little nugget about how to grow your email list? I love to gather
Well,
insights because you have such an expertise.
oh my gosh, many ways. Of course, what you're doing, Angelina, is a great way to grow your list if you get people to register for it.
Yes.
The problem is that most of these live stream broadcasting programs now don't require it to view. Initially, I required it for people to get notifications for my show, but
Okay.
people aren't doing that anymore. Or not very much, unless you're doing a very special broadcast. So, of course, one of the other ways is what I love to do are what we call summits or events where you interview a lot of people and it's either live or it's pre recorded, and you get people to register for the event so that they can watch all the different interviews. That's a great way to build your list. Then you
And
can also do giveaways. You can be part of a group of giveaways where your product or offer is one of them as a group, or you can do your own giveaways, and of course, offer it out through all the different social platforms. These are just some examples.
I love that there's so many things you talked about that are so powerful. Do you want to tell us a little bit because you are a rock star at events and do you want to tell us about how do you structure that? Because as you're speaking, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Some people together. So tell us how you organize that and what you do.
It's changed. I'm on my third one. I have my third one coming up, Visibility to Prosperity. And this one is all about AI enhanced client attraction. And so I'm really interviewing experts who not only know how to attract clients effectively, because that's obviously the bottom line for most profitable businesses, but also how to implement AI in the process to make attracting clients faster, easier, and more effective. So originally, when I did my first two Visibility to Prosperity summits, it was not focused just on AI, like this one is really primarily AI.
Okay.
And I had to set them up all by myself. It was a lot of work. You had to develop all the marketing materials. You had to contact all of the potential speakers. You had to seek them out and see if they were a viable speaker for you, whether or not they had a good email list so that they could help promote it. So a lot of research was done with that. Then, of course, contacting all the speakers, finally getting all the marketing materials of the pages ready, the opt-in pages, where all the interviews were going to be stored so people could access them, setting up the VIP sites as well, and setting up a sales page to go VIP. So there's a lot to it. So this time
Right.
around, I'm co-working with another group called from Steve Werner, give him a little high five, and he's doing
Yes.
some of that detailed work for me. And he's
Okay.
got his own assistants working on it. And I'm just focusing on getting really great speakers there and also doing great interviews. So
Oh,
it's
that's so
just evolving.
exciting. And when is that happening? And we'll be sure to share that information.
Yeah, I don't have the links for it yet, but it is happening May 19th, 20th, and 21st. And it's a full live event. But if you can't make all the interviews live, you do have an opportunity to watch the interviews over the next, I think, week or so. They'll be
Okay.
available.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's so exciting. I love it. And tell us a little bit about, you mentioned how you have, changed and shifted and things as they do, they evolve. And so with AI, like what are some of the ways that you have, how does that impact your workflow and your day-to-day activities?
It's ever changing, first of all, Angelina.
Yes.
It is like a moving target, I would almost say. It's really hard to keep up with AI. So what I do and what I recommend people do is think about what tasks are taking up a lot of their time and energy, my time and energy, I don't
Right.
particularly enjoy doing.
Yes.
And I kind of start there. And so for me, it was getting copy ready, writing emails and writing copy for my promotional letters or promotional copy for my sites. That was never easy for me because I just want to be me, and copy has to be a little more strategic than just me, although a lot of people do just buy your enthusiasm for sure. But they
Right.
need to know exactly what they might be purchasing or signing up for. So, copy for me, I started using Chat GPT, I think when it first came out, like the end of 2022.
Okay.
And I said, oh my gosh, I can do what used to take me a day, I can get done in an hour easily now. And that was,
Right.
right in the beginning. So it saves me a lot of time with that. But also, my shows, one of the products that I have had, I haven't done a lot of it recently, just been busy with other things, but I had a program called Interview Leveraged. And I would interview someone on my show, and the interview was usually around 40, 45 minutes. And then I would take that interview for them and I would leverage it into 30 pieces of content. We're talking 12 different videos that I would pull from it, and around 18 pieces of social content, meaning images or animated GIFs with the copy for that. And then I would put it out onto up to 6 different social platforms for them so that they would get visible everywhere. And really, all they had to do was show up like this for a simple interview and then, put on a pretty blouse or whatever, and then let me do the rest of the work for
Oh
them.
my gosh, that's an amazing idea. How awesome. And then they
It was
purchased it,
They
right?
purchased it as a package, and I distributed everything for them. Of course, they got to take a look at what I'd created if we needed any changes. I branded everything for them. And in interviews like this, their videos that I created had nothing to do with me in it whatsoever. It was all focused on them and their expertise. But it's a lot of work. I have VAs
Right.
helping me with it, but it was still a lot of work. So now with AI, all these different tools that can quickly transcribe the interview, can pull out the juicy nuggets from the interview and highlight those as a video, that can pull video clips out for you automatically. So honestly, I just need to put a whole nother program together and teach people how to do this themselves.
Yes, yes, that would be a lovely idea because that is so powerful. And thinking
Yeah.
of how quickly things are changing, and how you're able to dissect a video or get the transcript and all of that so quickly, it's absolutely mind blowing. That's exciting.
Super fast friend, if you're loving this episode, make sure you follow the show and leave a 5-star review. And if you want help actually using AI to build content and sales, come join us inside the school community, AI Amplified Entrepreneurs. The link is in the show notes.
So tell me a little bit about now what you're doing when you're doing interviews. I know we just had another multiply member that was on with you. So what do you do with your media spotlight marketing? Tell us a little bit about that program.
I have a few different things that I'm doing. I've obviously continued to do the Inspirational Businesswoman show now in its 12th season. And yes, I did just interview another Multiply member, and I've interviewed actually several Multiply members because we
Yes.
are doing so much more with AI, and I want people to understand more about it and all the different aspects of working AI into your business model. So I'm doing that, but the other thing that I've done is taken what I would say is really a synopsis of 30 years of working in marketing and put it into a mapped system. In other words, I have mapped out what are called the core 4 strategies of marketing that are foundational. I don't care what else is happening and what bright, shiny objects are coming along. These are foundational. And then within these core 4 maps, I have broken them down into 3 sub strategies. So Core one, for instance, is reputation marketing. And that's broken down into getting the word out, getting visible with video, working with referrals, and then actually marketing your expertise and your reputation, which a lot of people don't understand. Not only do you need to build a reputation, you need to market it, right? And then the second core is around social media, which is very important, but it's just one core. And I emphasize with social media that it's more about building that know, trust, and like factor. So
Mhm.
people become familiar with you. And so I have three strategies mapped out in there for them. Then I've got the third core, which is all around list building. It's
Okay.
so foundational. And within there, it's one of the strategies I map out for them is all around just what we're doing, getting interviews, getting speaking gigs, how to do it, how to prepare for it, how to be professional. Then list building in 21 different ways that you can get your offer out there is one of my maps. And then, oh, what is the third one in that group? Interviewing, list building. Oh, that's it, the 21 ways. Oh,
Okay.
referrals. That's all part of
Yes.
it.
Okay.
And then the fourth core is around automated funnel marketing. So you don't spend so much time and energy getting the word out, but you can get the word out and make your offers and have them be delivered and have your cash flow coming in 24/7. So those are the four cores that I've developed over the last several years because what I found was a lot of aspiring and emerging entrepreneurs just didn't have a path and didn't know the steps to take. So they'd
Right.
really get bogged down. So now that we have AI helping with so much of this, I've taken all these step by step maps that I've created and enhanced them all with AI. In other words, different GPTs, custom GPTs, to do the steps that I've outlined on the maps for them and say, hey, just grab this GPT. It will take you through all these steps so you can get at the end of the strategy and get it out there to the people who need to see it. So
Oh my
that's my
gosh.
program.
That
And
is
it is called,
amazing. And did
it
you
is,
make an app to
go
go
ahead.
with it? Do I remember
Oh,
that correctly?
there's a one big core format, and within that core format, it opens into little portals. These portals open into 12 other strategy maps, every one enhanced with AI. It's very cool.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to send listeners to explore that. And I am hopeful to look into it as well because that seems like it just spells everything out so clearly. And as entrepreneurs, some of us, like myself, I'm from education. And so all of these things, marketing, it's not necessarily my expertise, but you have that knowledge and that 30 years of experience. And how amazing to be able to share that with the world. Tell us a
I
little
just
bit
had to synthesize it. That was the main thing because I kept feeling that people were just out there in a maze of marketing strategies and nothing hooked together. And that's why I built it.
how wonderful. That sounds absolutely amazing. Tell us a little bit too about you have a very unique lifestyle where you travel the world. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that and how AI really helps to support that lifestyle?
Such a great question. And I love sharing this. Now, my husband and I are in a 40-foot Class A RV, and we have been traveling full time. We sold our condo 4.5 years ago. And we've been traveling full time so that we could embrace a lifestyle of exploration. And yet, I still love and am passionate about what I do. So I didn't want to stop. Well, 4.5 years ago is when we were finally able to get our own Starlink satellite system so that we could really be hooked up online, especially for doing broadcasting like this from most anywhere. So that was the first thing that made it possible for us to do this work. And now from here, it's just that as long as I've got a good internet connection, and sometimes, by the way, if we get in a real shady area, the Starlink will not maybe work quite as well because the trees interfere. Then we have
Okay.
backup systems as
I
well.
love it. Okay. So there's no one is left behind.
No, very
Oh,
seldom, unless I want a little quiet time, then I'll turn it all off.
there you go. I love that. And so that allows you to really travel and go on new adventures. And where do you go?
Yeah.
What are some of the places that you've been?
We predominantly stay in the West. We spend a lot of winters in Arizona. We just spent 6, 7 weeks in the Sedona area exploring the Red Rock country. We love it there. We're in Tucson right now,
Okay.
heading to California to hang out with
Yay!
Multiply members. And then we'll be heading back up to our home base, which is Reno, spending several weeks in Lake Tahoe. And then we're heading on north to Oregon. We're going to be on the Oregon coast for a couple months. And from there, we haven't planned much beyond that. That's
Oh
plenty.
my gosh, I love that. And I love that you have this lifestyle and, just openness and adventure. I mean, an amazing adventure for you to
It
have.
really is. I'm very grateful to be able to do that and still do the work that I love doing. Yeah.
I love that. You are an inspiration to us all. And if there's anything that words of wisdom that you would want to share. And I know it's impossible to say with all of your experience, but anything that you would want to share with the audience about, as their entrepreneurship and AI, combined.
Oh, there's so much wonderful opportunity coming down the road for everyone with AI. And one of the first things that I will recommend is that you think about it as an AI assistant to you that never sleeps so that you can, right?
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so good.
Yeah, choose those that you really think are going to be most beneficial, that are tasks you don't enjoy doing, and start working with those. Do not go down the AI rabbit hole and get overwhelmed with all the bright, shiny objects that are out there, because that's a risk that all the time you could save with AI, you might start losing time by getting so excited about every tool that's out there. So think what you need to accomplish with your business that's taking you more time than you want to, and start learning how to assign those tasks over. Bottom line though, AI can never, ever replace you and your humanness. And
Yes.
people foundationally want deeper connections, most
Yes.
people. So if you always keep that in the top of mind, that it's how you connect with people, how you let them know that you care and that you want to uplift, help, and support them. And then you just use those tools, or maybe help other people learn how to use those tools to make their life easier. That's the path that I recommend. Always let people know, first and foremost, that you care and how can you help them.
Oh, what a great way to end our session. I so appreciate your time and taking time out of your busy schedule to join me. This was a lovely interview, and I thank you so much.
Thank you, Angelina. Great to be here with you. Bye now.
Thanks for listening to the AI Amplified podcast for entrepreneurs. If you want to learn more about my work, head on over to my website at aicoachingwithangelina.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with a friend. See you next week.